expectations that I have for myself would be to be the best person that I can be. I try to do everything to the best of my ability. I like to represent myself in a way that is classical and elegant, which is really big. So no matter what situation that I'm in, I'm always making sure I keep myself to that. I feel like the expectations that they hold for me, I view are much bigger than they actually are and much stronger. So that's me just holding myself to a higher expectation, and sometimes it's hard. I feel I always am trying to be perfect. It sometimes is hindering to me, but it's something that I definitely strive for, even though I know nobody's perfect.
Out of the three of us, I guess I may consider myself better, but it's only because, like, my parents are so encouraging with me and my education, and I'm the first one that's going to graduate out of the three of us in our family. This pressure is real. It is so hard going home sometimes because my parents praise me for doing so well, and even though I try so hard, sometimes I feel like it's not good enough. I feel like I should be doing more and pushing myself more, but I push myself so hard, and sometimes I think the pressure gets the best of me. And because I got this far, I have higher expectations for me, and I don't want to feel like that idiot, and I don't want to feel like how I felt when I was younger, and I want what's best for me.
I always look at what she has done, and I compare what I have done, and I really shouldn't, because we're two different people, and I really know what to say about that one. I compared myself to my sister all the time. It's bad. I always compare. Ever since I was little, I would look up to her, and if I did not do what my sister did, I didn't know. I thought that's what you were supposed to do. I was always the last person to finish their test, and who always needed extra help, and I always, from coming from the family that I do come from, everything, I feel like everything is just perfect, and I feel like I have to be right there with them, and it's hard. I really struggle.
My parents have a very cookie-cutter Indian daughter expectation of me. They want me to get married to an Indian guy at the age of 25 who's a doctor, that can support me. I'll have 2 kids, maybe, at least 1 boy, so I can carry on whatever family name they want I end up marrying. I couldn't look at myself and be satisfied because I could see the way my parents look at me, and they weren't satisfied. They weren't pleased, I guess, with me. They never looked at me and were like, wow, I'm so proud of you. I have to look at myself every day in the mirror and say, you look okay. You know, you don't look great, you're not perfect, but you're doing okay. You're doing the best you can, and it's really hard being your biggest support, I guess, like your own biggest fan. Because, yeah, I think every day I wake up and I feel the pressure of wanting to be perfect and having to sort of talk myself out of it, to motivate myself, sort of realize that my parents' expectations aren't the best, or they're not what I need to drive myself to become what I want to be, you know?
I always take like way too long to think about what I want, and then I always resort to saying like I want to be happy, and like if I think about like my expectation for myself, it's like all the stuff in between, I have no idea what it is, and it's just like, oh well, like I just want to be happy. And like I don't like know what that means. I see myself like wearing a purple shirt, and like the sun is like shining, and I'm skinny, and I have a lot of books. So my expectations for myself are to like have a lot of books and be skinny, I guess. That doesn't even make sense. I just like don't want to disappoint. So maybe like that's some kind of like mechanism that they did to like make me want to be like good, you know. And if you're not the best at something, then I guess it's okay, like it is, but I just can't think of anything that I would be perfect at.
I expect myself to be the best I can be, and with that, I almost expect myself to be perfect. I think I have such high expectations of myself that they are never pressuring me to do better or to higher my expectations, because they know that whatever I'm doing is really the best I can be doing, because I have such high expectations myself. I grew up with a perfect mother, a perfect father, in the perfect family. And I feel like it's my duty as part of that family to fit that mold and be another perfect person.
I expect myself to do the best as I can. I expect to get A's, and it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on me. But I expect myself to do as best that I can so I can have a good life for myself. And now I'm like fighting to be perfect and make sure that I am perfect so I still make myself happy. And it is one of the hardest things in the entire world. There's so much pressure to be perfect and be the star of your class or anything really that you do. So it's hard. It's hard to put that much pressure on you to be perfect. They both are artists, so they expect me to be better than they are. And that's a lot. It's a lot of pressure on me from my parents to be better than they ever were. My parents are amazing artists, and I want to make them proud.
Throughout my entire life, when I was younger, I used to think that my family was perfect. And my parents' divorce really shattered that for me. But it's just something I always kind of strive for, to be perfect, but like I don't really even know what to be perfect is, I guess. And it's not like it's like I'm trying to be the perfect version of myself, but I also feel like I have too many expectations for myself. I expect myself to be something that I can't be. I want to be so many different things. I doubt myself a lot, and I'm very dependent on other people's opinions of me and other people's perceptions of me. I feel like I have this like ideal person in my head of just being fun and loving and down to earth, and that's what I want for myself. But I feel like I sabotage myself and don't live up to those expectations for myself. And I don't really know why. I guess it's fear that keeps me from being what I want to be, being who I want to be, who I expect myself to be.
And I'd rather set high expectations for myself than just kind of not work to my best ability. So yeah, super high expectations. And I think at this point they don't know what to expect, but I think they might be excited. I hope so. She was just the epitome of perfect to me, and I always looked up to her, but I was also kind of like, is this a competition? I don't know. Later I would find out that it wasn't a competition, but when you're young and you're absorbing everything, that idea just kind of sticks. I realized that being perfect is even more unrealistic than your most unrealistic dream, so I think that's probably the most important thing I've learned